You guys, today is day 11 of our 12 days of Bookmas. We thought today it would be fun to go over all of our most anticipated book releases for 2024. There is a lot of good books coming out. We made a list today and we have these in order of release date. So that's kind of how we're going to go about them today, just because there's so many.
The first one we have is The Fury by Alex Michaelitz. He is the author who wrote The Silent Patient, which we absolutely loved. This new release is going to be coming out January 9th. It says this is a fast-paced thriller about a reclusive ex-movie star and her famous friends whose spontaneous trip to a private Greek island is upended by a murder. This plot sounds like one of those whodunit kind of books, and I'm interested to see his twist on it because I know at the very end it says, I'm going to tell you a story unlike any you've heard before. And I always think whodunit books are kind of predictable, but I feel like his will be really surprising.
So also on January 9th, we have the Atlas Complex coming out. This is book 3 in the Atlas series by Olivia Blake. I haven't started this series yet, but I know it's going to be a most anticipated release for a lot of people, so we decided to include it. I know that this series is like a dark academia, and I know it's a really popular one among the book community. So I'm sure once this one drops, we'll see everyone talking about it. And then on January 16th, Emily Wilde's Map of the Other Lands is coming out. This is book 2 in the Emily Wilde series. Encyclopedia of Fairies has been on my TBR for quite some time, so I want to read that one before this new one comes out. But I'm really excited for it. I know it's like a fantasy romance type of book about fairies, and you guys know I love that stuff, so I'm excited for this one. I've heard good things. Let me know if you've read book 1 in the comments, but book 2 is coming out soon.
On January 30th, Sarah J. Maas is releasing her third book in the Crescent City series, House of Shadow and Flame, and we know everyone is going to be talking about this one. I'm still a whole series behind, so I don't think it's gonna happen for me. I don't think I'm gonna read it with everyone else, but you could possibly get there.
Maybe. We'll see. Jumping into February, on the 6th, The Teacher by Frida McFadden is going to come out. It says this is going to be a story of twisting secrets and a long-awaited revenge. I didn't love the one Frida McFadden book I read, but I know that the Housemaid series is super popular. You really like her writing, so I'm sure we're going to see that one a lot as well.
Also on February 6th, Kristen Hanna is releasing her new historical fiction called The Woman. It says, woman whose sacrifice and commitment to their country has all too often been forgotten. A novel of searing insight and lyric beauty, The Woman is a profoundly emotional, richly drawn story with a memorable heroine whose extraordinary idealism and courage under the fire define a generation.
Oh, she always knows how to do a good summary.
She is crazy good. And that's exactly what I loved about The Nightingale too, that it was just like how the woman stepped up and like really helped. Oh, I love it. So I'm probably going to be buying that one.
Also on February 6th, we have If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. This is the companion novel of If He Had Been With Me, which was one of the saddest books we read this past year. So I can't imagine picking up this novel and reading it, but we might just have to do it. So it does look like it's going to be the same story but in Finn's perspective, and that's just soul crushing. So a great way to start off the year, I guess. Crying my eyes out.
Also on February 6th, Ali Hazelwood is coming out with her debut fantasy called Bride. We love Ali Hazelwood.
I know. I can't believe she's stepping into this genre. I think it's going to be so good.
It says it's a fantasy romance, paranormal, vampires. A dangerous alliance between a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf becomes a love deep enough to sink your teeth into in this new paranormal romance. I hope we love it. I hope she enjoys writing fantasy and keeps going with it.
I'm super excited for this one. Moving to February 13th, we have Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey coming out. It looks like it's going to be a golf romance, which is so fun. That's like a sport I feel like isn't written about a lot. It says Wells is technically her boss, and an athlete falling for his fangirl would be ridiculous, right? That sounds so cute. I've never read a Tessa Bailey, but I know you love the ones you have read by her. So I think this is an anticipated release. I think a golf romance would be so cute. It's a lot more calm than the other sports we read about.
I would want to read like the Golf Cart Girls, you know?
Oh, that would be a good one too.
That would be a really good one.
A lot of the fantasy books are dropping around the same time. So on February 13th, we have What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. This is book 2 in the Sworn Soldier series. I know that these books are like a horror, fantasy, gothic type of feel. And I know book 1 was a retelling of Edgar Allan Poe's classic, The Fall of the House of Usher. So I want to read that one first and then read this one. The covers of these books are everything and more. This is definitely a author that I want to read in the next year, and I'm excited for his new release. Also on February 13th, The Eternal Ones by Namina Forna is going to come out. This is book 3 in the Gilded Ones series. And I know that this is a popular young adult fantasy series. I want to get started on it. A lot of these anticipated releases I'm excited for, but I just haven't read the books prior. But I will. I'm going to have a long list of books to read in the new year. Another one on February 13th is Magnolia Parks Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. This Magnolia Parks series has taken over the romance community. You either love it or you hate it. We honestly did not like the first book, but after I read Daisy Hates, I was hooked. This is gonna be book 5 in the Magnolia universe. I can't believe they stretched it out this long. I hope they have a happy ending at this point, but I know everyone's gonna be eating this one up the day it releases. I know you're sick of hearing me talk, but I have one more for you, and it is A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen. This is a new series. She's the one who wrote the Bridge Kingdom duet, which I absolutely loved. This new series is going to be called Saga of the Unfated. If Freya succumbs to her lust for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her own destiny, but the fate of all the people she swore to protect. This just sounds good. It's kind of like forbidden romance. We're getting the fantasy. I'm telling you, the Bridge Kingdom series I think about all the time, so I can't wait to read more by this author. The cover is beautiful as well. This is going to be one that I'm definitely going to pick up as soon as it comes out.
On March 5th, Kennedy Ryan is coming out with her second book in the Skyland series. It's called This Could Be Us. So I really liked the first one, Before I Let Go. So in this one, we're following Soledad Barnes. She has her life all planned out because of course she does. She plans everything. She designs everything. She fixes everything. But none of her varied talents can save her when the life she built with the man who was supposed to be her forever goes poof in a cloud of betrayal and delusion. An unlikely man enters the picture, the forbidden one, the one she shouldn't want but can't seem to resist. The first one I read was more of a mature and raw romance book, so I'm definitely interested in reading this one too.
A mystery thriller coming out on March 5th is Murder Road by Simone St. James. It says a young couple find themselves haunted by a string of gruesome murders committed along an old deserted road in this terrifying new novel. It's 1995, April and Eddie have taken a wrong turn. They're looking for a small resort town where they plan to spend their honeymoon when they spot at what appears to be a lone hitchhiker along the deserted road and they stop to help. That's like the worst thing to do. This one sounds like it's gonna be good. I know I loved The Sundown Motel because it kind of had like a paranormal aspect, so I'm wondering if that's going to be the case for this book too.
On March 12th, Lynn Painter is coming out with Happily Never After. So it seems like these people's job is to break off weddings as hired, and they might just be in love with each other.
What?
It says their name, the objectors, their job to break off weddings as hired, their dilemma, they might just be in love with each other.
Okay.
So they just love ruining people's lives, like, together.
I love that they can bond over that.
I'm here for it. I haven't read a Lynn Painter book yet, but I really want to.
Also on March 12th, A Touch of Chaos by Scarlett St. Clair is coming out. This is book 4 in the Hades and Persephone saga. This series I've been debating on reading for years just because I haven't found a Hades and Persephone retelling that I actually like. And I've heard mixed things about this series, but I mean, if they're on book 4, maybe it's going well. Let me know if you have read this series and if I should. I know it's like a darker romance retelling and honestly I need something like that. So I might pick up this series and then read book 4 when it comes out.
Moving on to April 2nd, Abby Jimenez is dropping just for the summer. I love Abby Jimenez. She is like one of my newfound authors of 2023 for me. It says it's a summer novel that will make readers laugh out loud and cry happy tears. Justin has a curse, and thanks to a Reddit thread, it's now all over on the internet. Every woman he dates goes on to find their soulmate the second they break up.
Oh my.
When a woman slides into his DMs with the same problem, they come up with a plan. They'll date each other and break up, and their curses will cancel each other's out. The way it says that this will make you laugh out loud and like cry happy tears is exactly how I felt reading her other books, so I'm sure this one's gonna be great too.
Also on April 2nd, we have the reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. You guys know how much we love her YA mystery thrillers, so we cannot wait for this release. It says this is a new true crime fueled mystery thriller about a girl determined to uncover the shocking truth about her missing mother while filming a documentary on the unsolved case. From author Holly Jackson comes a mind-blowing masterpiece about one girl's search for the truth and the terror of finding out who your family really is. This is gonna be so good, we already know. I've been itching for a good mystery thriller since reading Five Survive, which was her last release, so I'm so excited for this one.
Also on April 2nd, Sangu Mandana is dropping A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, and this cover is everything. I will be buying it. It says this is an enchanting novel novel about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. Sierra Sawan was once one of the most powerful witches in Britain, and then she resurrected her great aunt Jasmine from the dead, lost most of her magic, and then she befriended a semi-villainous talking fox and was exiled from her magical guild. I really liked her writing in The Secret Society of Irregular Witches, so I'm sure I'm gonna love this one too. And it's pink.
Yeah.
Come on.
On April 9th, we know this is going to be a huge book as well. The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo is coming out. We have a love-hate relationship with this author. We've tried getting into her writing, and I just don't know if it's for us. I don't know if it goes over our heads or what. But I do want to try again because I know she's a super popular fantasy author. And this cover is everything. I love the idea of Familiars, so I can't wait to see what the story is about. It does say this highly anticipated historical fantasy is set during the Spanish Golden Age, so that's interesting. I've never read like a historical fantasy type of thing. Maybe I'd like that. We'll see.
On April 9th, Elsie Silver is releasing her first novel in the Rose Hill series called A Wild's Love. The cover is everything. It's beautiful. I've completely missed out on the whole Flawless Chestnut Spring series. I feel like I'm so late on it that I don't know if I'm gonna ever read it, but this one I can start with everyone. It says this is set in the same beloved universe as Chestnut Springs, new town, new characters, same addicted love stories. I mean, everyone really loved the Chestnut Spring series, so I'm sure she's gonna do really good at this one as well.
On April 16th, Chloe Walsh is dropping Taming 7, which is Boys of Tom in book 5. You guys know this is one of our most anticipated reads for next year. We want to catch up with everyone, and then this new release will drop. I won't read much because we don't know who any of these characters are, but the very top just says, she's the quintessential sunshine girl, he's the lovable class clown. Storm clouds are rolling in, and this Tom and boy is about to get serious. I'm excited.
On April 23rd, Emily Henry is releasing Funny Story. Maybe this one will be the one that I love.
Okay.
We never know. I'm gonna keep giving her a chance. I love the characters that Emily Henry writes. She makes really funny characters, and I always relate to the main character. I think it's just something that gets lost for me in the romance, but maybe this one will be it for me. Daphne always loved the way her fiance Peter told their story, how they met, fell in love, and moved back to his lakeside hometown to begin their life together. He really was good at telling it right up until the moment he realized he was actually in love with his childhood best friend Petra.
Oh my gosh!
Okay, I like this. I like this. We're doing a twist
Yeah.
on the childhood friends to lovers.
That's his childhood friends to lovers, but it's not you.
Right. Which is how Daphne begins her new story, stranded in beautiful Wanning Bay, Michigan, without friends or family, but with a dream job as a children's librarian.
Oh,
Cute.
okay, cute.
And proposing to be roommates with the only person who could possibly understand her predicament, Petra's ex, Miles Nowick.
Okay. We're gonna do a little swapperoo.
I see. I think that sounds good.
That is a funny story.
I can't wait to follow this character while she's like dealing with that, because what the heck?
The audacity of some
I
people.
know. Ew.
You guys know one of my most anticipated releases of all time is going to be Zodiac Academy 9 by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. This is the final book of the series. This is it. This is gonna wrap up everything. I hope it's gonna end really well. We've been following these characters for so long that I just can't wait to see how the story is gonna conclude. I hope everyone's happy, but it has been a long journey. I know a lot of people are mad that it was drawn out even this long, but I have a couple books left to finish before this one comes out, so I need to get on it. This was one of my favorite series that I've read so far, though. It's like a fantasy, dark romance, Harry Potter-esque kind of boarding school thing. So this is another one coming out on April 23rd, and I will be pre-ordering it.
On May 7th, Carly Fortune will be coming out with This Summer Will Be Different. And I hope so. Because I did not love Meet Me at the Lake, so I'm interested to see how this one's gonna go. It says a glorious and tantalizing new escape. This summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give in to temptation, and this summer will be different. Lucy is the tourist vacationing at a beach house on Prince Edward Island, and Felix is the local who shows her a very good time. The only problem is Lucy doesn't know her best friend's younger brother.
Oh, that's your best friend? How? How do you not know
Your
that?
best friend's younger brother. Lucy and Felix's chemistry is unreal, but the list of reasons why they need to stay away from each other is long, and they vow to never repeat that electric night again. Maybe we'll like this one more. I know you liked the first one.
I loved Every Summer After, did not like Meet Me at the Lake. So this is gonna be the
Tiebreaker.
On May 14th, we have Christina Lauren's The Paradise Problem. This is perfect timing for like summer rom-com. They never disappoint with the romances. It says they return with a delicious new romance between the button-up heir of the grocery chain and his free-spirited artist ex as they fake the relationship in order to receive a massive inheritance. Let's unpack that.
I know, what?
What? Okay, so he's just gonna be fake dating his ex in order to get this inheritance.
I love fake dating.
I know. It's kind of like second chance, though, fake dating, so we'll see how that goes. All of their books are super funny, though, so I think it'll have like a lighthearted spirit about it. We love Christina Lauren books, so this one will be a fun one for the summertime.
On June 4th, Hannah Grace is coming out with Daydream, which is the third book in the Maple Hill series. This couple is hot.
The cover is cute.
When procrastination lands him in a difficult class with his least favorite professor, Henry Turner knows he's going to have to work extra hard to survive his junior year of college. This is who I wanted the book of.
We wanted the second book to be about Henry.
Yes.
We're finally getting it.
Thank gosh. I really liked his character in Icebreaker. Now with his new role as ice hockey captain, which he didn't ever want, Henry absolutely cannot fail. Enter Holly Jacobs, and she's clearly going to be the one to help him get through this class, and they're going to fall madly in love together.
Tutor and Jock is super cute.
They're so cute. Look at them daydreaming about each other. I can't wait to get this one and add it to my little shelf right here. On June 11th, Frida McFadden is releasing The Housemaid is Watching, which is the third book in the Housemaid series. I really loved the first two. The first one I could predict easily, but I had a lot of fun reading it anyways, and then the second one I was like really caught off guard. So I'm ready to see how this one is gonna go. I'm interested to see if in this book we're gonna be following the same housemaid though. Some things are telling me it might not be, or we like jumped and it's years later, but I don't know. Either way, I will be reading it. Also on June 11th, Liz Tomforty is coming out with Wind City #4. It's called Play Along. We don't know what this cover looks like. We don't know who it's gonna be about, and I love that. She is really making us wait, and it's just adding the excitement for me. This is one of my most anticipated releases for 2024, so I had to include it.
Another one on June 11th is Ellie Hazelwood's Not in Love. It says a forbidden secret affair proves that all is fair in love and science. This one doesn't specifically say it's part of the STEM rom-coms, but I think because we're so hyped about the fantasy drop, I'm not honestly as excited for this one. Rue has a successful career as a biotech engineer at Klein. Klein is one of the most promising startups in the field of food science. That's kind of fun. But it says Eli Kilgore and his business partners want Klein, period. Eli has his own reasons for pushing this deal through, and he's a man who gets what he wants. I don't know if I'm as excited for it though as I am for the fantasy. I know I'm gonna pick up the fantasy for sure. I'm gonna have to see what everyone else thinks about this one before deciding if I should pick it up.
On June 18th, Riley Sager is dropping middle of the night. It says, in the latest jaw-dropping thriller from Riley Sager, a man must contend with the long-ago disappearance of his childhood best friend and the dark secrets lurking just beyond the safe confines of his picture-perfect neighborhood.
I'm excited.
That sounds really good.
On June 20th, we have 1,000 Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole. This does say it's going to be a heartbreaking sequel to 1,000 Boy Kisses. Can two broken hearts make a whole? I can't believe she decided to do a sequel to this book. I remember reading it in the beginning of our reading journey, and it was so sad. 1,000 Broken Pieces is a beautiful and life-affirming novel about grief, love, and friendship from the international best-selling phenomenon Tilly Cole. That one sounds sad, but might have to pick it up. It depends on what kind of reading mood I'm in at the time.
On June 25th, Christina Lauren is coming out with Tangled Up in You, a witty and deeply romantic modern reimagining of Disney's Tangled. She has a dream and he has a plan. Together they'll take a leap of faith. Ren has never held an iPhone, Googled the answer to a question, or followed a crush on social media. What she has done, read a book or two or three, okay, hundreds. But for all the books she's read, Ren has never found one that's taught a woman raised on a homestead and off the grid for most of her 22 years how to live in the real world.
Okay.
Fitz is gonna show her how to live it up. Follow all the people you like on social media.
Here's the Kardashians.
I think this is really cute. Love Tangled, and I'm ready to see this reimagining.
Also on June 25th is Business Casual by BK Borson. We are reading Love Light Farms this month, and it's the same author, same series. This is going to be book 4 in the Love Light series. I didn't know we were that far behind. It says two opposites will find out if one night together is enough to get each other out of their systems in the final book in the beloved Love Light series. Oh no! Okay, so this is going to be the last book. I kind of like this. You obviously know that's not going to be enough to get them out of their systems, but it will be fun to see them fall in love. If we end up loving this book club book, I will definitely continue with the series because the covers are adorable.
On July 4th, Lauren Roberts is coming out with Reckless. This is the second book in the Powerless trilogy. We still haven't read Powerless, but that is one one of my most anticipated reads ever. We've heard really great things about book 1, so we cannot wait to read that, hopefully love it, and then read book 2. So on July 16th, Tessa Bailey is dropping the second book of the Big Shot series. The first one was that one we just talked about earlier, Fangirl Down, and this is the Au Pair Affair, with an all-new sports rom-com about a single dad who falls head over hockey stick for his quirky live-in nanny. Tallulah is a smart, vivacious, and studying to be a marine biologist. She's also 26 and broke.
Oh, same.
But how fun. 2 books in a series that we're getting in a year?
It's kind of crazy.
She's feeding us.
On August 6th, we have House of Glass by Sarah Peckin coming out. This is a mystery thriller. I've yet to read any of her writing, but I've heard great things. She wrote The Golden Couple and The Wife Between Us, which we own. On the outside, they were a golden family with the perfect life. On the inside, they built the perfect lie. A young nanny who plunged to her death, or was she pushed? A 9-year-old girl who collects sharp objects and refuses to speak. A lawyer whose job it is to uncover who in the family is the victim and who is the murderer. But how can you find out the truth when everyone here is lying? That sounds good. I think this will be a really popular mystery thriller this upcoming year. I'm excited to get into her writing.
On September 10th, TJ Klune is coming out with the sequel for The House in the Cerulean Sea, which is insane actually, because I didn't even know that until right this second. It's called Somewhere Beyond the Sea. We're following all the same characters. We have Arthur, we have Linus, we have all the kids.
This is crazy.
This is so much fun. If you haven't read that first one, we highly recommend. Somewhere Beyond the Sea is a story of resistance, lovingly told about the daunting experience of fighting for the life you want to live and doing the work to keep it.
So in summer of 2024, we have Lakefront Billionaires 2 coming out by Lauren Asher. Book 1, Love Redesigned, has taken over this past year. We've heard non-stop good things about it. So I know everyone's excited for book 2 to come out. We still need to read book 1. But I mean, there was already hype for her previous novels, but this series in particular, the hype has been unreal.
We're gonna end on one of the most anticipated releases that I think a lot of people are going to have, and it is Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is the second book in the Better Than the Movies series. It says it's coming out in fall 2024. Dual point of view, dual pining, college summer break. Wes Bennett is the mastermind. Sometimes life goes off the rails and is nothing like the movies. We still need to read the first one.
I know, and the fact that this YA romance has been one of our most anticipated all year and we still don't own it is insane.
I hope we love it so much.
So that was all of the most anticipated book releases of 2024 that we had today.
Let us know what your most anticipated read is for 2024. Also, let us know if we missed any, because I'm sure there's a bunch that we also missed. And we also want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas Eve for those who celebrate. It's crazy the year is already going by.
I can't believe our 12 days of Bookmas is coming to an end. Tomorrow's our last video, but it's been so fun filming this many videos. We've also enjoyed watching everyone else's Bookmas videos. It's cool to just have a bunch of extra content to absorb for the holiday season. That's pretty much it for today's video though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to join our book club if you haven't already. That link is in the description. Also make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you tomorrow for our last day of Bookmas.
The one with all the answers and the perfect vinaigrette for that summer salad. I remember that summer salad.
Oh!
I remember it. I remember the vinaigrette for the summer salad because I was thinking about making it when I read the first book. A groom-to-be hires Sophie to object, but his fiance is the woman who broke Max's heart. Girl, what?
I've been itching for a good mystery thriller since.
Like itching.
I know.
I've been itching.
Who was gonna tell us that he was doing that?
Who?
TJ Klune.
What is he doing?
He's coming out with a sequel of House in the Cerulean.
What?
Like, when was he gonna let anyone know?
I didn't know that. So this is it.
Somewhere beyond the sea.
Let us know which. Are we focused?